Change of plans. We are no longer headed to Puerto Penasco. Apparently they got a little too full and don't have any room for us to haul out anymore. So we had to make some calls. We called San Carlos and they do not have a lift large enough for us. They do have a marina there that apparently is really nice and they had space for us, but unfortunately they do not allow work to be done on your boat while you're in the marina. So that didn't work. We called next door at Guaymas and they do have a lift large enough for us, but it's broken and it probably won't be fixed for a couple more months. The yard next door, I think it's a Navy yard, they do have a lift large enough for us and they could lift us out of the water and take us next door, but it's $1,000 each way for the lift and that's a pretty big chunk of our budget for boat repairs. So we opted not to do that either. We did hear good things about a different yard in La Paz, so we called La Paz. The marina that was recommended to us does have a lift large enough for us and they do have space for us. Unfortunately, they do not take reservations. And being so far north, it would take us a good while to get back. So if we chose another month, they would charge us for the entire month now, even though we're not there yet. Arriving back into La Paz without having a reservation and in hopes that they would have space for us was not an option. And throwing away an entire month of rent there just seemed not responsible. So on a whim, we called San Felipe. They have a teeny tiny little marina, about 10 slips, and one slip available for a boat as big as, I believe, 85 feet. So we called, and guess what? They had space. It was amazing. And they allow work to be done on the boat while we're in the marina. They have shore power, water, so that means we'll be able to run air conditioning and refrigeration, and that's fantastic. We can actually live on the boat very comfortably while we're working on the boat. Honestly, this is really fantastic. There are a few things we wanted to do on the hard, like fix the through hole and get a bottom paint job done. Maybe we could put those off. Maybe we could try to get the through hole fixed while we're at the marina. I'm not sure how that would work. So we'll see. We might end up having to get a haul out after all, but it will be a while from now. We're excited. I think it's gonna work out better than Puerto Penasco, honestly, because of the convenience and the comforts of home. Not to mention we're closer to home, closer to La Paz to pick up our truck, closer to California and Oregon where our families are. So it really is fantastic news. The adventure continues. It's about 5 in the morning. We're getting ready to take off and suddenly we have over 17 knots of wind. Might be nice to get out of the anchorage first, but it should be an interesting day. Yeah, make that a 20 plus knot wind gust. I'm sure I think it'll settle back down again. So yeah, we're trying to prepare leaving. It's kind of difficult to pull in 150 feet of half-inch chain when there's 20 knot wind blowing you away from the anchor. Crazy, we haven't had wind like this in, I can't even remember. According to Navionics, we're headed to 3 feet of water, 4 feet of water. But right now we're in about 190 feet, so unless there's some massive hill under the ocean, I think we're safe. It's a little unsettling, but it's a beautiful morning. We've got about almost 17 knots of wind. We're going 5 knots with the mizzen and the jib. Pretty nice. Nice cool breeze. Blasting along, just over 6 knots in almost 17 knots of wind. We got the jib and the mizzen out still. We've been sailing most of the morning and it's awesome.
We're sailing about 7.5 knots on a broad reach and about 19 knots of wind. Seas are awesome. There's white caps everywhere. Oh, the seas are about 3 or 4 feet is all, and we are having some fun here today. It's fantastic. Don't get much better than this. This is good stuff right here.
Woo! Beautiful water. I can see the bottom. Oh, I'm excited. We're gonna have fun today. It's a pool. We just anchored in a pool. Oh my gosh. Oh, this place is gorgeous. We haven't seen anything like this in a long time. Good spot, babe. It's stunning here. is about 3 o'clock in the morning and we are about to start the longest journey to date, which is only like 55 miles, 55 nautical miles. So we decided to get up nice and early to make sure we get there plenty of time in daylight, since it's a new anchorage and we don't usually travel this long. It's gonna be a long day, but we're headed for Isla San Luis. Here's hoping for a nice smooth sailing day. Note to self, leaving an anchorage at dark is just as scary as arriving at an anchorage in the dark. That was terrifying. This is our first time where we can't see anything in front of us, except for you're totally relying on the screens in front of you. You better understand what you're looking at, because if you're the slightest bit paranoid, oh man, that was a bit stressful. Okay, so we actually thought we had a 65 nautical mile day today. It turned out it's only 55. I'm not sure what happened, but with that said, we could have slept in an extra hour or two. Oh well. I have no idea why the concept of not being able to see anything out there while we left at Anchorage did not even cross my mind. I don't understand why I wasn't even, well, it's because we've never done it. I just never even thought of it. Anyway, you're standing out there and you can kind of see the shapes of the mountains and the islands around you, and you're fine. But as soon as you get to the helm, I can't see anything, and that's nerve-wracking. I'm relying 100% on a screen. That's like, I felt like I was driving with a blindfold on. I guess you just get better at it, right? It's always a first time for everything, and it's always generally sometimes scary the first time, but we'll get it. We'll get the hang of it. So here we are. You can't see us because, you know, there's a sliver of a moon out there. We're enjoying our coffee and bioluminescence in the water. Very cool. It's very loud out here because we have the generator running and the engine, since there's very, very little wind. But it is going to be a beautiful day. I can feel it. So we had just a super, super stressful situation happen. We are trekking along to a very unpopular anchorage. We need to stay here. There's like really no other options. And suddenly we had 8 feet below the keel, then 7 feet, then 6, then 5. Oh man, we did a U-turn as fast as we could. Apparently they're one of these moving shoals that moves around the Sea of Cortez at its own free will. Just happened to be pretty close to the entrance, actually not even the entrance, in the middle of this area. Anyway, we did a U-turn. I tried to stay on the same course that we were on while my husband tried to bring a sail down, which we admittedly forgot was out, so it slammed over because we did a really quick U-turn so we wouldn't run aground. Anyway, I got down to 1 foot under the keel. Man, was I praying hard. Suddenly we came back up to 10 feet and we found our way around the shoal, and we're heading into the anchorage now. Hopefully we don't have any other issues. I don't think it's going to be a very protected anchorage, but we were only here for one night before we leave very early in the morning tomorrow. Anyway, you see right here where we did a complete U-turn there because we started hitting some pretty shallow water. And according to Navionics, it was supposed to be about 40 feet of water, and we were hitting, 1 foot below the keel, so that's about 7.5 feet of water. I forgot to mention that through the fiasco, we were also suddenly facing 20 knots of wind. There's a lot going on between 1 foot of water under the keel, sudden 20 knots of wind, and a total accidental jibe, which was just, that added stress in itself, and then trying to get to this brand new anchorage that we've never been at. But we have finally made it. This is one of the Enchanted Islands. So, pretty exciting. It's 1:45 in the morning and we're getting out of here. We're leaving the Enchanted Islands for San Felipe. We have a long, long day. Record for us, 75 miles approximately. It's gonna take us, 12 to 16 hours depending on how many knots we can go. So really early, but we needed to show up before it gets dark so we can anchor properly. Anyway, all right, we're out of here. Hopefully we're doing this for the very last time. Pitch black night. There's literally not even the sliver of a moon anywhere. It's gone. The stars are bright and shiny and they're beautiful, and we have bioluminescence sparkling in the water below us. This is a bit quite actually scary leaving this morning, because when we came in we had 1 foot of water under the keel. We are trying to follow our same tracks back out tonight, this morning, so that we don't run aground. So we're trying to stay on our track right there, as close as I possibly can. Okay, so we're coming up on that spot where we hit 1 foot under the keel, and it's a bit nerve-wracking, but faith over fear, my friends, faith over fear. We've got this, we can do this, you can do this. If I can do this, anyone can do this. But we're doing it, and that's what's important. It's 2:30 in the morning. No, it's not. It's not even 2 o'clock in the morning. We got up early. And you can't see anything. You're driving in the dark. You can't see anything but the screen in front of you. And you have to rely on that. And I let him take the helm because I'm not used to driving with north up. When I have navigation, it's always course up. So, I don't mind north up when I can see my surroundings. But if I can't see the surroundings, I'm confused. So I gotta work on that. Okay, 3 feet. That moon was completely hidden behind clouds this morning. But now it's out with all the beautiful stars. So, fun fact, the dinghy's broke, the windlass is broke, and the refrigerator quit working again.
Okay, I'm gonna crank that out. I'll watch it from here.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. We've got almost 19 knots of wind, so we put the staysail out. We still got the engine going. We've really got to make a lot of headway today. Try to push our girl fast, but not too fast. 20 knots of wind, but we're only managing about 6 knots of boat speed, and that's going 1,500 RPM, and the staysail out. Break from time to time. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, we've got 4 of them now. And there you go. Oh, he scared them off. Well, we did it. Extremely long day. Broke a record for Blue Pearl. And we made it to San Felipe. 89-degree water here. Crazy. What's the plan?
Alright, so we're going to go straight to the marina, slow way down, and I'm going to do a 180-degree turn.
Okay.
And put the starboard side at the end tide dock. Line there.
Okay.
Ready to throw. Grab it there and give it the heat.
Yep.
And I got one more down here at the stern. I'm guessing on location, but
stern line.
getting
Okay.
ready to heat.
Perfect.
But one time we went in there and we had to have a change of plan real quick. So
Yeah, so you set up both sides
ever
just in
since
case.
then, I've been setting up both sides in case of an emergency.
Perfect. It's so hot.
Un poquito más.
Okay. Yeah.
Ahí está.
Okay. Perfecto.
bien?
Hey.
We made it. Home sweet home. For a long time. We've got a lot of work to do on this old girl. Plus we've got shopping to do for boat parts and family to visit. So this is gonna be home for a while. Thanks, love. Cheers, babe.
It's killing me.
We did it.
Cheers.